My name is Tarek Abdallah. Tarek Abdallah. I am from Egypt. From Alexandria. I started to play music at 17 years old. I played oud, or what we call lute. It is a stringed instrument. And I fell in love when I was 13 with this instrument through Egyptian movies and a great musician called Farid Al-Atrash. It took some time, but I started to play as a self-taught. And up to 23, 24, I started to study seriously music. So I'm diplomated from a school to be a soloist and a teacher called Arabic Oud House of Cairo. And I was diplomated in 2004. I arrived to France in 2001. And up to 2006, I became a musicologist. I started another career to study musicology, and I'm specialized about Egyptian art of oud during the 19th century and the beginning of the 20th century, or what we call the phonographic era as well, that started in 1903 with the arriving of the big companies like Odeon, like Gramophone, to Egypt. And I'm a part also of a foundation called Foundation for Arab Music Archiving and Research that's based in Lebanon. I made a PhD about the Egyptian art of oud during the first half of the 20th century, and question also related to virtuosity and so on. I'm a composer, and I was honored to meet in 2013 Adel Shams El-Din, who accepted the great percussion player, who accepted to join the project Wasla, which is a composition based on the traditional elements, so like rhythm and modern music. And we traveled a lot, and now we are about to record our second album, which is called Usul. Usul means basis, but also musically it is the musical or the rhythmic system called Usul in Orient and in Turkey as well. I was looking for the traditional music because there were a sort of rupture up to the 1930s, and it was very hard to get back to this period and to discover aesthetics, because with modernity and cinema and so on, we lost a lot of authenticity, as we can say. So we came back to the ancient old recordings on 78 or phonograph, and it helped me a lot. And today I played with jazz musicians, with baroque musicians. So I'm also open, and I still, with social media, and I can keep the relationship, and I can keep an eye on what is going on the scene. First of all, I have an idea, or just a musical sentence that comes to me, and then I have to put it in a form. I have to try it on different cycles. I have to be convinced by this, so I look for structure, and it has to be natural. So I never force myself to say now I have to compose, otherwise it's like a competition, or like sometimes it is funny to do this for, how can I say, like a challenge. But I prefer that there is a global idea, and I'm defending also the idea of musical suites. So it's a succession of compositions based on different rhythms, but in the same mood or same maqam, as we say in the modern music. In the past, so I worked with many things. So we had the orchestra of the Arabic Oud House. I was a founder also of an Egyptian group called the Alexandria, but the first one, so we started in 2000. I played with a baroque ensemble called Graffiti from Marseille, with a great musician. Then I learned a lot of things with them. And I also played for theater, so like Chekhov, I made music. I was contemporary dance in Singapore, things like this. And now I'm focused on our project with Adel Shams El-Din and on you because oud and Rick, the percussion that played by Adel, is the main instruments for this music. Yes, of course, I still have a lot of dreams so that I can perform this music with a small ensemble like 4 or 5 soloists, but traditional soloists that we can go along. We share the same aesthetics, the same sense or definition of beauty.